Hey, welcome everyone to another session of the Crituitous RP as we play the world of Horen. Thanks for joining us tonight. Our heroes are in a fun little situation, and before we get into that, just a quick reminder to please, if you like what we do, if you like what you see today, go ahead and hit that follow button. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, subscribe if you're lucky enough to be capable of doing such a thing. All these things are wonderful things that help us out. So, the plug out of the way. Cecil, what happened last session?
Well, so
what did you do?
We were trying to find this guy, you know. He was trying to find the light. We were like, nah, that can't happen, you know. So Obi decided to get some info, maybe try to get some jobs to get closer to some people. And he met this guy, and they talked in like their little thieves talk, and then they had like this little test, and my character, I was pissed off that this was a test, because it was like you're wasting our time. Like, can't you just tell us what we need to do? So then I activated my Necrotic Shroud of Ashmar ability, and then they started not worshipping, but they kind of like respected the dark, because they were shadow monks, so they respected the darkness that my character had, I guess, from his lineage. And then that's when we were able to get I'm not an audience, but we're gonna see the guy that we're gonna get, Balar, right? That's how you say his name?
Balara.
Yes.
You've arranged a one-on-one
match
with him.
Hell yeah, Thunderdome, baby. And from there we were walking back, and my Obi, sweet baby boy Obi, was hurt, so I was carrying him. And then that's when Roab, the guy that we're doing the job for, attacked us. I mean, that's how I see it. He attacked the ground, but he attacked Cecil, and that's a no-no zone. And then I threw Obi on the ground, but my character knew that Theo would be there to pick him up, to catch him. And I took out my blade, and I decided to rush forward and strike back.
Okay. Roll for initiative.
Hell yeah.
The music starts instantly.
Alright, let me just open everything, because I was not ready. Okay.
What?
Damn, 7.
Wah. Dang, son. Well, Rob was quick on the draw.
Yeah. A little edgy.
Would you like me to roll as well, given...
Yeah, so you were watching all of this play out while this was happening. And so everyone other than Cecil is rolling, but my understanding is they're not intending to act unless it's absolutely necessary. Cecil is the one that is attacking. I will give everyone the opportunity to declare what they would be doing, but you don't have to get involved at all. Okay, so that is a 9. Let me add you into the turn order. Okay. So you spring into action, Cecil, and you start charging towards him. You'll even be able to get a little bit away from the party. You'll watch as a Roab gets himself into a position, readies an opportunity to attack you should you reach him. Pele, Cecil has just taken off. Are you going to do anything?
Yes. So I will jump in front of Cecil. And I will do the holding them both back. Say, settle down, Cecil. This is not our enemy. He is our ally and our employer in this endeavor. And I will yell out to Roab, "Stand down, Roab! This is you are misunderstanding the scenario altogether."
In Celestial, I will say move.
Do you understand Celestial, Pelé? Okay. Obi.
My kidneys. My squiggly spoosh. That's it. That's my turn.
Okay.
I guess, am I prone? Like, you just dropped me. I guess Theo sort of
thrown.
awkwardly caught me.
You are
Cats
a cat.
land on their feet.
Exactly.
I want to know, am I in Theodora's arms? That's the question.
More or less. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
got you like this.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
caught you, man.
Alara.
Alara's watching all of this happen, kind of confused. She doesn't know these people well, and it seems to be just kind of all over the place in her mind. But she begins to kind of crawl up out of the sea onto the dock, and she just waits, like she kind of readies herself, but she doesn't know if she should help or interfere. She doesn't know any of the history of these people, so she just kind of waits.
Okay. Theo.
I'm gonna push Obi back up onto his feet there and be like, "Stop complaining. It's a little pathetic."
Oh my god.
And then I'll
Yeah. And
lean
then
against
what?
this
Sorry.
post and look cool.
So cool. So, Cecil, what are you doing?
Alright. I am going to. Hold on. Alright, I will use my bonus action and utter the words Thunderous Smite in Celestial. So I have that. And I'm going to brisk aside Palir and head straight for Roab.
Am I able to contest this at all? Just because I'm actively trying to impose myself in front of him.
You are actively trying to stop him from moving into you, but if he moves
I ran
out
like
and around,
I was like this.
yeah, short of attacking him. Alright, so you enter into...
Could
yeah,
that provoke
go
an
ahead.
attack of opportunity since he moved out of my threat range?
Yes, just remember that the attack of opportunity is an attack with a melee weapon, not a grapple.
No. Well, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah. Okay. As you move into Roab's melee range, he's going to punch you.
Punch me.
Yep. That is an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. So, as his hand launches towards you, you'll take 7 points of piercing damage. Double check. Yep. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw against being stunned, and then a Constitution saving throw against poison, please.
Okay, this is for stun.
Okay.
I got 25, and this is for poison. 18.
Okay. Alright. So you keep yourself from being stunned, which is good. You will take half damage on the poison. It seems that not only did his fists pierce your flesh, which is weird, you felt a little tinge of pain in the actual impact wound. So you'll take half damage on the poison. You'll take 8 points of poison damage there.
Thanks.
With that. Now, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna strike at him once
Okay.
for 19 to hit, and that's gonna be 2d6 plus 2d6. So 8 plus I'm gonna do a second level Divine Smite, which should be 3d8.
Yep.
Yep. For 9 points of damage. So
Okay.
so 27 points of damage altogether.
All right. Anything else from you?
As I strike down, hold on. Oh, the creature has to succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away from me and knocked prone.
Okay. What's the spell save DC there?
It's mine, right? So it
Yep.
should be 16.
Okay. He will get pushed back 10 feet
Alright, so
and fall prone, but
as-
more like on his knees.
Okay,
This
so
kind of position. Yeah.
as I slice down, I'm gonna tell him it's a misunderstanding. We're doing this for you, but I'm also gonna look at him. But because I don't like you, I'm swinging to kill. So run, as I push him back.
Okay. So he gets pushed back
Yeah.
through gritted teeth.
No, hold on. Let me see.
If you don't,
Go ahead. Sorry.
if you don't want to do this, you can walk away.
So I did 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I can walk up to him, and since he's prone, I got advantage, correct?
Correct.
Alright. So I'll attack again, 25 to hit.
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing, level 2 smite. Or 14. 8.
It's a good
22
hit.
points of damage.
All right. He is heavily wounded. Anything else from you?
That's it.
Okay. Standing up from prone, he's going to punch. That's a 17 to hit, so that's going to miss you. He's going to attack a second time. That's a 25 to hit.
That hits.
Again, 9 points of piercing damage, and roll me 2 con saves. 1 for stun, 1 for poison.
Alright, first is stun. 17 plus 5.
Okay, 22, you're fine.
And then poison. 20 plus 5.
Okay, there's no breaking through you there. You will take half damage on the poison. Success. So 6 points of poison is what you take.
Okay.
He'll then flurry of blows and attack you 2 more times. 27 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Ten points of piercing damage. And a con save against poison.
Okay. Natural 1.
Okay, you'll take 21 points of poison damage.
Cool. I'm knocked out.
Okay. When you drop, he will stop, pull out a potion vial from his side, and then pour it straight into your mouth. For 9 points of healing. You need to learn your place.
Oh, okay. That's it. I wasn't gonna kill him. I was gonna knock him out, but not now.
Pele, Roab just took him down, then brought him back up.
Alright, I'm gonna... Alright, I am going to stand over Cecil's prone body. So I'm going... Alright, I'm not standing. I am running and I'm trying to push Roab back.
He will not resist the push, so he'll gladly step back. All the while he's saying, tell your man to stand down. He's the aggressor here.
So I will put my finger in front of Roab's face. Say, sir, the radiant light that landed on these docks did not come from the sky. It came from your very hands. You must stand down, and I will restrain my companion. But you need to stand down. You are totally in the wrong. The misunderstanding is yours. We are on our way to deal with the Balara fellow in the very moment that you have come and accosted us. So please stand down, and I will try to grapple Cecil.
Is Cecil going to resist the grapple?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so athletics check from Pele, athletics or acrobatics check from Cecil.
It's a 19.
Come on, you can't let me go down. I have to at least make him go down.
And while I'm down there holding Cecil down, I will take a bonus action second wind, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. His hands are up. He seems fairly calm in his demeanor. He is disagreeing wholeheartedly with Pele's assessment and situation. Of course you're going to deal with them. You've already made a deal with the Shadow Monks. For all I know, you're part of them. Obi, what are you doing?
Obi's also going to step back and lean against the pole and say, Theodora, I give you a moment of vulnerability. I try to be honest, and you are so dismissive. I feel like I thought we were in such a better place than this.
Obi, have you already forgotten that I've died? You do that, and then you talk to me.
Oh, no, it is apples and oranges. You can complain about whatever you want, whatever you feel vulnerable about.
You're fine is the thing, and you keep hemming and hawing, and there's this other thing going on. It's very chaotic, and I can't be in two places at once in the brain.
They'll be fine. That's my turn.
Alara.
Muted.
Alara steps past the two on the dock, and you see that she's kind of surrounded by, it looks like strings of, or like ropes of blue and white energy, and she looks at Cecil, and she, like, you just smell like salt seawater on the air, and she extends some of the bolts out, and they emerge from the ground around him, and he has to make a strength saving throw.
On Roab?
No, she's gonna try to, she'll actually do Roab, because she feels more inclined to protect the other one, but yeah, we'll do him then.
I believe an 8 is going to fail.
Yes. So then, in game terms, she's cast Earthbind, and these ropes of kind of blue energy wrap around him. But she steps forth a little more, and she says, "Enough of this. This seems like needless fighting." But she looks at, is it Cecil? She's like, "Because he is restrained, this does not mean you may just needlessly beat on him."
Okay.
And then she passes her turn.
Roab has gone silent because of that. Just, he's been restrained. Theo, anything?
I'll kind of lay my hand on Obi's shoulder to be kind of like a wordless apology. It's almost an apology, but not quite. And then I will step away and casually stroll until I am right beside Alara, at which point I will cast Thaumaturgy. And my eyes glow, and then the lightning flashes overhead. I draw my sword, and I say in a loud, booming voice, "Are we quite done with this show of toxic masculinity?"
Alara gives her a little head nod.
I am Cecil.
I look at Theo and I just shake my head, no, like in disappointment. And I'm restrained, but can I just throw the longsword?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna throw the longsword at him. How is he badly hurt?
Hey, oh yeah, very.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw the longsword.
You were close, yeah. So, Alara, the Earthbind, does that restrain Roab? I believe it does.
It just reduces their speed to 0 for the spell's duration, so I would imagine it's basically essentially that.
But they're not given the restrained condition.
I don't see that word even in the spell at all.
Fair enough. Then the attack that you make there, Cecil, is at disadvantage because you're throwing it whilst prone. So go ahead and roll an attack roll at disadvantage.
Can I try to get up even though I'm restrained?
No, you'd have to use your action to break out of the grapple to be able to stand up.
I would have to use a grapple? Okay, so...
No, you'd have to use your action to break out of the grapple to be able to then stand up.
Fuck, I'm just gonna throw it.
Okay, go ahead and throw it.
So I'm on the ground. It's like, no. Give me.
Is there a way that I could roll to him?
Your speed is 0 while you are grappled.
Yeah. Okay.
And because you're prone, you can't stand because you have no speed to stand.
I'm just gonna throw it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna activate my guided strike for a +10, so it's a 22 to hit.
Okay.
And then I activate the Mind Smite first level. All of this is non-lethal, by the way, if it's possible. Okay.
I'm gonna throw a sword in his chest, but this is not. Oh, by the way, I'm on the ground and throwing wildly, but this is non-lethal. I have that much control over the situation.
Well, he's using his divine powers to guide it.
I'm a calm person who is angry. Okay.
He's curbing the bullet.
That makes sense.
So, Cecil, how much damage are you actually dealing to him?
21.
21? Okay. You throw a longsword. He's gonna try and catch it.
Okay.
And reduce the damage. I don't think it's possible for him to completely get rid of the damage, so you are going to hit him and hurt him, but we'll see how much damage he can reduce it by. Okay, by 17. So he takes 4 points of damage. His hands clasp around the blade, but you watch almost in slow motion as the blade continues to cut through his hands, just stopping shy of his nose. As he is cut, he bleeds enough that he does pass out.
Hell yeah. As he passes out, I'm gonna yell at him. That's my resolve. Yes! That's all I wanted to do. I'm done now.
Okay. Alright, so Roab is currently unconscious.
I need an initiative order.
You need the initiative order?
I do.
Oops. I don't have it anymore. What are you doing, Obi?
I'm going up to Cecil, and I'm going to unarmed strike him in the face.
Okay. He's currently prone, so you have advantage on that.
26.
That will hit for 16 points of damage.
Alright, I'm knocked out.
Now I'm good.
Okay.
I'll go stabilize
Alright.
both of them.
Thank you, Theo.
They're gonna stay unconscious though.
Alright. So they'll stay unconscious for an hour, or at which point they'll gain 1 hit point. In that time, you guys have an hour to decide, the three of you, what you're going to do.
I'm sorry, Alara. He's usually not like that.
Attacking a creature that is
Defenseless.
restrained?
Yeah.
Yes, that.
That was. I don't know what that was. He lost his head, I guess.
Does anyone know what the dark thing? We saw something like that before, but never quite so much. Well, so this is a problem. There are rules, and killing your employer is very much against the rules. So I'd like to wake up Roab and have a brief chat. He can be reasoned with, and after everything is cooled down, maybe then we wake up Cecil.
Does anyone have any objections to that?
No.
But
I think Cecil does.
perhaps maybe we leave Obsidian to discuss these things with his associate himself, and we find lodgings elsewhere.
That would be fine, just so long as we wake him up and he sees that we have laid out Cecil, and then you can go and we will have that talk.
Okay. I'm gonna grab Cecil's by the shoulder pauldrons and kind of drag him kind of behind Alara, just so that when we do wake Roab up, he's not right there.
Okay.
I will go retrieve Cecil's blade, as I know it is a keepsake from his mother.
I can't actually move Cecil's token, so
Oh, I'll
Yeah.
move it. I'm
pretend.
sorry.
Yeah.
Where we go? Right here?
Behind Alara,
Oh,
so that
okay.
she can kind of safeguard you. And then I'll get here and I will cast Healing Word on Roab.
Okay. He'll survey the scene a little bit. I'm assuming his legs are still bound in that blue swirl. Alara, or not?
No, I would have dropped it.
Dropped it. Okay. All right. He'll pat himself down a little bit, just check a few key places. Okay.
We didn't touch you.
I don't doubt it. Oh. Look, I have no desire to harm him. He attacked me.
Oh, yes, absolutely. he is a complete hothead. But this is an excellent thing, my friend, because we found Balara. And
Right.
how long has it been since you've been bested? Like a long time, right?
A long time, and I wasn't bested.
No, he cheated.
A
He
moment
totally
of
cheated.
mercy
Yes.
was my fallacy, my frailty.
You were never a man to show such mercy before. You've changed in the years, friend.
I found Kemran.
Kemran, who's
Kemran.
that?
I will talk about it later, but we have something
Okay.
much more pressing. Our plan was that I'd sell the boat and then give you the coin. I came around looking for you to give you the coin for the boat that belonged to the Shadow Monks. And I find that you're not just communicating with, but making deals with the Shadow Monks. That's like, even if your purpose was to get in and try to lie to them and trick them so that you can be with the big honcho, that's the wrong way to do things.
Well, you should have established that in the contract. You said the deal was to find him. And we found him! Believe it or not, this is a good thing. That hothead over there, he's going to go into single combat with Balara tomorrow and kill him for you. Huh? Huh?
How would you have done it, Reb? How would you have
Quiet.
found Balara?
Well, found him. I was hoping you'd help to find out which ship he was on and then go to it.
But how would you have accomplished that without doing what we did?
Speak to some of the locals, see if they know of any dark elves in the area, if they've seen any dark elves. I'm pretty sure at least one person in the city would have seen him, and I could get that information off of them. Usually through coercion.
Rob, you hired me because I'm the best tracker you know. And if you liked it or not, we have the answer. We found where they are. We even found the ship. It is called the Margrave.
I do not think the locals would have known that one.
No. I wouldn't have made a deal with them. I'd have got the information out of them.
And maybe you're misunderstanding. Our deal is that they're going to leave the Spark alone and leave. I mean, we managed to pull the wool over their eyes pretty good. So, you know.
How? How did you convince these evil people to just up and leave?
So the hothead over there, he can be very persuasive. Like, they think he is in charge. And he told them, I'm in charge, leave. So they said, okay, but Balara might not agree. So he said, then I'm going to go best Balara in single combat. And I think he just had that energy going, and then you showed up, and he just, single combat, I mean, that is just how he is. That is, he's very focused.
Land folk are most strange.
So he's going to kill Balara? When? When is this supposed to happen?
Well, he's going to face him tomorrow, but our job was to find him, and we sort of did, so that's done, right? But he's really excited for this, so I think he's going to go fight him. I don't know if it's to the death, but knowing these people, that's usually the case. Unless you had other plans.
You're doing things differently.
I used to work alone, and
But
it was
you're doing
much
them.
different. Yes, I did things alone before. It was calmer.
All right. Then I'm sorry. My blast was taken as an attack.
No apologies from you, my friend. You are fine. That was great entertainment.
He kind of did fuel it a little bit. I mean, Roab, even you will admit your pride was kind of shook, and you kind of responded in kind that way. But it's okay. I understand.
Does he... Well, he's talented and was quite capable of dealing a lot of damage to myself and hurting me.
Yeah.
Well, and to be clear, you know the rules. So you are fine, and there he is unconscious. So no blood oaths, no like contracts, like we're square, right?
We are square.
Okay.
What I'm thinking is I need to back the right horse, right? Do you believe he can do it?
If Balara is similar to you in terms of your abilities, because he was already hurt when this little kerfuffle started. So if he has a chance to really rest up and fight, I'd bet my 1,250 gold on him if you want to go double or nothing.
No, because I don't want to lose that bet. Oh no, I don't want your guy to lose. I want your guy to win.
Ah.
All right. Perhaps I can offer a little bit of assistance for him. When he wakes up, give him something. Doesn't even have to be from me. Just give him something, all right? Say I recognize his abilities or whatever you need to do, smooth it over. Right? And he'll, underneath his wrist wraps, he'll pull off a small ring and hand you the ring, which is clearly magical.
And this is a good luck token?
In a sense, he can use it to kind of get the edge over Balara.
Okay, enough said.
Balara is a dark elf, and he has a very serious weakness, which he's going to try to avoid at all costs. That allows you to harness his weakness.
Real quick, is this ring cursed or trapped, or will you be using it as a locating device?
No, I didn't think about that. Probably no.
Is he being
Roll an
forthwith?
insight check.
As a 23.
Yeah, Rob is a very simple individual in terms of his attitude. Yeah, he's. He didn't think about it, so he won't.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for being the bigger man. With the gift.
Appreciate it. Right. I owe you coin for finding him, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I owe you coin for selling the boat. Yes.
Oh, that is true. But
right.
if you wish to deduct the amount you paid for that very expensive healing potion, seems fair.
Yeah.
It can come out of his cut.
Yeah, know people who know people. We can get it. But I'll pay you. I'll give you the money when I don't obviously have it on me right now.
Well, we are still taking the
put it
refugio
somewhere
out
safe.
of here. We're still taking the boat, the refugio away. So
meet me later on the refugio. I'll give you the coin, Obi, and we can talk about the ways in which I really think you could grow. I remember you back in the good old days, and I feel like I've, gotten a bit better. I think you could too.
We will talk about that when we get there, because lots could happen between now and then.
All right. So he'll then walk off, leaving you alone.
I give the ring to Theodora. And I will move and sit quietly on in a meditative position away, just to watch what happens when you guys wake up Cecil.
Are you sure you don't want to give this to Cecil yourself? Because you might be able to word it better than I could.
He likes you. You're the professor doctor.
All right.
He kind
of glared some daggers at me a minute ago, so I don't know if that's still going to be the case.
Yes, and then I punched him in the face.
That's true.
Maybe
get Collier to do it.
Maybe yeah, or maybe what is your name again? The blue one?
Alara.
I'm sorry, I forgot. It's a pretty name.
I know it's confusing with your enemy right now.
Yeah. Well, we do not get to pick our names. I mean, maybe she could do it. I don't know.
You want me to give the token to the angry one?
You are a neutral party that has not betrayed him or hit him in the face. But if you're not comfortable with that, then we're not going to make you.
Well, what would I tell him?
Whatever you want.
That Roab acknowledges his superiority, and not that he needs it, but this should help in the fight against Balara. Something along those lines. You know how that kind of played to his ego.
Theodora, may I examine the ring before?
Oh, for sure. He said it's not cursed.
Yes, I would like to know what it does, though,
Okay.
before. So I would like to cast Identify on it.
Okay. So the ring is just a simple ring, but the ring has within it a slice. And when you identify the slice, you identify it as the Radiant Dawn slice. When applied to armor or clothing, and the ring isn't counting as armor or clothing for this, the light of the sun empowers your form. You gain 1d10 temporary hit points the first time the armor is in direct sunlight each day. This benefit and temporary hit points refresh at dawn the next day. So only once. When applied to weapons and equipment, and this is the key that would maybe be useful against the drow, as a reaction, you can cause the weapon or equipment to burst with sunlight, shedding bright light in a 5-foot radius out from the item. This light is sunlight. Any creature within the radius when the burst explodes will have disadvantage on attack rolls until the start of their next turn.
And that can be used. I don't see a limit on that.
I should have put a limit on that.
Every reaction. Woo!
Yeah. I'll put the limit on it later, but it's designed to be used when Balara comes in for an attack. You use it, give him disadvantage.
So I'm holding the ring in one hand and a pearl in the other hand, and I'm concentrating for a period of 10 minutes. Ah, yes. And then I relate all of this to you. And I hand the ring back to Theodora.
It's very powerful. Well, what say you, Alara? Are you up for that task, or would you like to...
I can give it to this friend of yours. And she takes the ring.
I appreciate it.
Will we awake the angry one now?
Make good and sure that Roab is out of sight.
He is gone. You can't see him.
Alright.
Let's roll that plus 13 to stealth. Yep, he's gone.
Okay, then I'll proceed to wake Cecil up. Another healing word.
Cecil, you've got 8 hit points.
Yes.
Last thing you remember was Obi's fist.
I'm getting up and I'm just looking at everybody. There is no expression on my face. My eyes are just looking at everybody, waiting.
You just see kind of like this green-haired, mint teal elf lean forward. We need you to focus on your task at hand. Do you think you can do that right now?
I am going to get up, dust myself off, and I'm going to say, I'm always focused. And I'm going to stare at Obi with hatred in my eyes. And I'm going to look at everybody, and I'm going to ask, where's Roab?
Alara kind of snaps her fingers to get your attention again. Now, I need shiny object over here. Literally, I need you to focus on my words, Landwalker. I know that you have a great anger towards this Rohab, but is not Balara a greater threat?
I'm going to start stretching while I listen to you.
Use our words, yes?
I'm going to, as I'm stretching, I don't care right now about Balara. I don't care about any of these things. What I care about is the fact that someone attacked us. It doesn't matter who it was. This person attacked us. In my book, when family gets attacked, and I'm going to stop and bite my tongue. And then I'm going to just walk away.
I need you to come back. I'm not done talking to you.
I'm already left. I already left. Actually, I'm walking towards Obi. I'm walking towards Obi. I'm not. I look mad, but I'm not. It's not like I'm gonna like fight you mad. It's just that I'm gonna like. I look up to you. I look to you and I say, Obi, I need to talk to you.
Great. Oh, I would like to note that I am continuously taking the dodge action. That's what we're chatting.
We're here because of you.
Yeah.
Right? We're working with this person because of you. Someone who, in my opinion, you say is a friend, but really he's fought you countless times. You tried to kill him, he tried to kill you, right? That's what you said?
No.
Right? No, right?
No.
Oh. Okay.
We worked for people who had different opinions on what we should be doing, but we worked together. We worked together quite well. But it was always with the understanding, it is like being a soldier. You could work together well, and if your nations decide to fight each other later, you could find yourselves on opposite sides, but it never came to that, and...
From my opinion, it looks like that's what it is. Does he know?
Does he know what?
He's a light, and you're obviously something that's not light.
I don't know. No clue.
I'm just gonna shake my head, go right back to you, Laura. Sorry. Continue.
And she was just leaning towards Theodore and just like, is he always this difficult?
No, I mean, he was a little bit when we first met him, but he calmed down after that. But also, our priorities have been pretty straightforward. So.
And then she like casually lifts her hand up. She's like, and see, I was going to give you this shiny bauble, but you just had to go off and be rude and walk away.
I don't need objects.
You might need this one. You see this? And she holds up a ring. It will give you a decisive advantage against your foe. A peace offering, if you will, from your adversary. in recognition of your strength.
Hold on, let me just get my creed out. Hold on, sorry, I forgot. Okay, as you say that, I'm going to look at everyone. I fight and hunt the night, not for glory or honor, but for what is right. I give my mind and my body for all that I might, until my soul departs, my resolve burns bright. May the first moon guide me against the night. I don't fight for little trinkets. I'm gonna grab it though, but I'm not.
But she yanks it out of the way real quick, and she's like, bright resolve and all aside, this, and she holds it like just kind of like, like if he's like grabbing towards it, she's like, this actually might make it actually literally bright. And she kind of like has this like, care to know what it does?
Not right now. Right now, we need to get out of here. I'm done standing around. I'm done being here. I want to get this over with.
So you don't want the shiny trinket?
You are going to give it to me, and I'm waiting for you to give it to me.
Well, if you would stop pouting, I would give it to you, but you don't seem to have any interest in what it does.
Well, I'm a very simplistic person, and I'm not pouting. I am mad that we were attacked.
Sea folk would say this looks like pouting.
Well, I'm not a sea folk, and I don't care about your kind, to be honest. I don't care about any people that I don't know. I only care about the people that I trust.
And then she like puts the ring back in her hand.
Then take it, and then I walk away.
No, she puts it in her hand.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I thought you said.
Take it.
Oh, I thought you said I take it.
And then I walk away. No.
And
I tell the crew where the hideout is gonna be.
But Alara stops and she says, "You hear like the waves behind you begin to crash against the dock, and the air seems to almost crackle around you." And she says, "I did not risk my life to help you on the boat in the sea, for you to walk away from me like a child when I am trying to help you. You insult my people. You do not care about someone who would help you. My people have given you safe passage through our waters, and I have risked my life. And here I am trying to give you something that will help in your quest, and you turn your back on me twice."
I turn around and I say, "I would risk my life for nothing for you." And I leave.
And she just stares and she's like, "I do not know if it was the right decision for me to join your group."
Trust me, none of us would have been able to do a better job than you just did just now. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'm sorry the way that he just treated you. Please feel free to keep that ring.
She puts it on her finger.
He gets better once he gets to know you?
Yeah, there is a very, very sweet side to him. It just sucks that it's buried under that.
I will see to him. We will mend this tear. I run after.
You hear her actually like, her ear kind of perks, and she looks towards the ocean, and you hear her just kind of very quietly, but almost with a melodic tone. She's like, "Hold off for now. It has not come to that yet."
Alara, do your kind imbibe?
Imbibe alcoholic drinks? Is that what you mean?
Ah, you are very smart.
I suppose. Just like anyone else.
I suppose that we owe you a drink, and I know a relatively decent establishment nearby. Well, nearby, it's a little walk. Please join us. My treat.
She like pulls some seaweed out of her hair and flicks it off. Okay.
off to the tavern. It's the same space you went to last time, right?
Yes.
The place where you don't order anything, they'll just bring you drinks and food, what is appropriate for you, and you pay for it. All right.
Right.
He brings over some. Looking at the state of you guys, the bar.
Wait
staff.
a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I to understand correctly that Pellier went off to Cecil?
This is correct.
My understanding
And then
is yes.
Obi and Alara went off to the bar?
Well, it is an offer. Do you care to join us? I mean,
Oh, I'm good. While it's still storming, I think I'm going to go be with my own kind. And then I'll be around. You'll be able to see me.
okay. We will watch from below. You know where we will be at.
Yep.
Actually,
So
if
he will
you see
bring
the
you
other
some
two,
nice
you'll
wine.
tell them where we are.
Sorry. Yeah. So he will bring you some nice glasses of wine for 2 individuals by themselves, and then we'll jump to Pele and Cecil. So, Cecil, where are you going?
I was just walking, just taking a stroll,
kind of walking.
Yeah.
Okay.
feeling the wind.
So the whole thing is one big round set of piers. They all interconnect, so you can aimlessly walk for hours. Pele catches up with you very quickly. What are you guys talking about?
I catch up and I just walk beside him silently.
Okay.
I give him a nod and say, "What do you want?"
I want to know what is troubling you, my friend. And then I hand him his sword.
I stop. I grab the sword, and I give him a hug. And then I put the sword back into its sheath. What is troubling me is everything, Pelir. Coming to this thing, it's taken away from our current goal of trying to stop the greater sins. This, working with these people, this person who is not a good person, who is on the opposite side of our own person. It's not fun. This isn't great. This isn't a great time right now.
Well, I do not know that these things are at odds. That this light that Ilara speaks of might, if it fell into the wrong hands, it would not help our cause. So protecting it and making sure it does not get into the wrong hands seems to be in line with our goals.
Yeah, it is. But the problem is that Roab is an idiot and he attacked us. And after I told him that it's a miscommunication, a misunderstanding, that he needed to flee, because we could still be being watched by shadow monks. Our plan could be destroyed in 2 seconds because of what happened.
Yes, I agree, 100%. There is no disagreement here. It is how you say, a shitty situation. It is very unfair. However, who says anything has to be fair? You see, the only fairness is the things that we can control. The gods? They are less than even unfair. They are selfish. We cannot control anything beyond ourselves. This Roab fellow, I do not know what his deal is. However, it's clearly he was aggressive towards us, and you are defending yourself. I see this, but at the end of the day, we have to, protect this powerful item from landing in the wrong hands.
I was
And-
taught.
Roab is in league with us on this task. We no matter how much we dislike him or it, we have to bury the proverbial hatchet.
So Cecil is just standing there, like the wind is blowing his scarf as he looks up at the sky. Yeah, you're right. Protecting objects like this is something that I was taught, but I was also taught to protect family. I was also taught to protect people. I don't believe in friends. Friends are people that backstab you. Friends are people that you cannot trust. Because at the end of the day, everyone has their own goals. There's only family to me. And if I want to treat people like you as family, then I will do that. That's how I act. That's what I do. And I'm not going to let somebody come to me and attack us. That's not happening. Not at all. And there's like not anger, but there's like this rage, and it's like everything's brewing, and there's tears coming from Cecil's eyes, and he's going to confide in Talir, and he's gonna say, "My dad is dying, and wasting time, and I don't want to be here anymore. So let's get this over with."
All right, then I will embrace Cecil. I had no idea. What is wrong with your father?
Everything. No, he's gonna say everything. It's more complicated than just a sickness. It's something that I need to deal with, but we cannot deal with it until the greatest sins are dealt with. We cannot deal with it until we're done doing the stupid thing here for this stupid person, Rohab. So we need to do it. I'm gonna get out of the hug, and I'm gonna look at Belir. I'm not. After that fight, I'm not ready to fight anymore. And I want you to fight in my place tomorrow, if they give it to us. You're the only person that, and I'm gonna look. You're the only person that could truly best me, that could best any person, if they tried. And I want you to be the one to fight.
This is definitely within my wheelhouse. This is what I was employed to do before. However, this is not a decision to make in your current state. Let us retire. Perhaps we will see things differently in the light of a clear morning.
I'm clear. I'm focused. That's what I was taught to be. That's what I was raised to be. I might be angry. That's because I hate everything and I hate people. And I'm trying to be different. I need you to do this for me tomorrow. I can't fight now. Not after that.
Well, we will see what happens. We will go to this fellow, and if you are not willing to fight him, I am sure there are no shortage of people who we can rely on to do this, myself included. But let us. Where were you going? Let's go where you were going.
I wish to be alone.
I do not wish to leave you alone. You should not be alone tonight, my friend. I will be with you.
And I'll just take him to the tavern that I was at, where the safe haven was.
Okay, the Hunter's Lodge, yep. Okay. Now, Theo, you take off to the sky, right? That is a completely different atmosphere. There's a storm going on, but it's almost beautiful in its radiance that it has. The wind buffets your hair incredibly, and you can feel the droplets of rain in the air just piercing almost against your skin. It's refreshingly cold. It helps clear your mind of all of the anything that was kind of in the back of your mind, just kind of washes away. Up here is pure. You're going up to a storm, so with this storm, you'll actually see tiny little elementals active and almost dancing around inside the storm, giving it its power, that seem almost inviting to you as one of them. What are you up to?
I'm going to shout at the storm, "Dance with me!" And we're going to make a fun little play out of catching the pockets of pressure with my glider. And it will actually, no one gets to see it, but it really does honestly looks like some kind of Cirque du Soleil dance going on. up there, and what she's doing is she's communing with her god, essentially, and praying. This is how she does it.
Throughout this performance, the storm itself, it begins to crack its thunder, almost like it's applauding you and happy with every step that you take. You do something really that smooth and really helps you out with your prayer, and then you get the nice clap of approval from the storm. It's a good time. Is there anything that you are beseeching your deity for?
No.
No.
I like what it's doing. Keep doing what it does. But I will, when I get below the cloud line, I will look for Pellier and Cecil, and hopefully I'll catch them on their way to the Hunter's Lodge, so I can at least tell them where the rest of the party went.
Yeah. Okay. So you'll all be able to meet back up. You'll have plenty of opportunities to rest, whether or not you rest on Roab's boat or at any of the taverns in town. All of the taverns are very simple, 1 silver apiece per night, and you're good. Comes with drink and food, so you're solid there. Whether or not you sleep separately or together is up to you. Whether or not you regroup or keep yourself separated, it's up to you.
I don't know where else to go, so I'm just gonna stay with Alara and have a lovely chat and get to know each other better. And until, if anyone shows up, I guess.
No one will show up, I think. Because Cecil's definitely not gonna go. And Pele is following Cecil, correct? Or would someone go and collect Obi and Alara?
If it's not too far, I might just go tell them where they ended up and what's happening. And yeah, I'll crash here. I'll just stay put once I get there, because I don't want to walk anymore.
Okay. All right. First thing in the morning, Obi, when you wake up, well, actually, Obi, you usually have nighttime activities. Without going into too much detail, are you in your bed when you wake up?
If by my bed you mean in some sort of awning, like roof crack thing that I've managed to make a little hammock in, then yes.
Okay. All right. Then you'll wake up out of your little hammock thing to see Roab is in your bed.
You could at least buy me breakfast first.
I thought you'd be here. Cozy?
I'm surprised you found me. Most people cannot.
We're like brothers, you and I.
That is true in a way. Well, I'm glad you are alive.
Mm-hmm. I have the payment for you. So we can get that business out of the way. I just want to make sure that you guys are all squared away, good with finishing it off. I won't need to be involved unless you want me to be involved. The ship will be ready for you to leave. Plus, there are boats to buy here with the gold that you've just received. There's options for you, but I'm going to be on my boat if you need me.
So what are you doing here, Roab? I mean, you clearly have a different path, and I think that caused some issues because I told everyone to be very careful because I thought this was like a business deal, right? Like you know, that the normal rules apply, and that does not seem to be the case, and I think that may have caused some problems. So what happened to you since we last saw each other?
A lot. The last job we were on was very successful. We got our men, and we did we were good. The next job that I was on was not so good. I was sent to remove an asset of another individual, and I failed. In that failure, I was beaten, nearly killed. But I was shown the light, quite literally the light. Entity. He called himself Camren. He spoke to me of how the radiant dawn could help clear my mind and purify my soul, and that my talents were better suited working for the light than in the shadows. I followed his instructions and found the monastic order of the Sun Soul. They taught me many wonderful things, taught me to harness the radiance that is within. Camren wants the darkness to be quelled, and he wants the light to spread forth and illuminate all the dark places. Such a glorious goal. I felt myself needing to be a part of it. And that's why I'm here. It's, yes, some of the things we have to do are similar to our past life, but I don't consider myself the same man I was back then. A few here and there get me drinking a little bit, and I might be, but all in all, my goal is singular. Stop the shadow from overcoming the light.
Is Camren your, master? Is this an apprentice relationship?
He is the head of the monastic order. An entity, I feel it in my heart that that the form he has chosen to take to show himself unto us in the order is not really his true self, but that which we could understand. He shows himself to us as a dragon of purest light. His brother, shall we say, is Tarakan, the head of the monastic order of the shadows. These polar entities have constantly clashed over the years, and the world is getting ready for another clash. Things are in motion, and I don't know what they are, but the powers that be are coming back, and they're getting more involved. So we have to pick a side, or die in the conflict in between. There is no middle ground.
Well, you are not the first person I've worked with who wanted out, but you're probably the only one I've ever known who actually did it and survived, so good on you. Good job.
I still work for the company from time to time.
Ah, that explains why you are still alive.
A necessary evil. One which I hope will not be necessary if Camren can claim the light.
So what is the end that Camren wishes? Is it just to defeat his brother? I mean, what does that mean? Because the light and the darkness, you need night as well as the dawn. Otherwise, when would we sleep?
Yeah. All I know is that he wants to overpower the darkness to such a point that the darkness only holds sway over that which he permits. The darkness does need its place. We do need shadows we need light creates shadows. But in that relationship, the shadows should be subservient to the light.
Well, that is a fine philosophy. It is a fine idea.
I promise you that you will feel greater if you embrace Camren. Will you at least consider
So some time ago, a certain trouble befell me, and the path I am on is a path that I cannot leave. If I do, I will die. It is like breathing or eating. I must, or I could not survive. I do not have the choices that you did. But it is a fine idea, and I certainly hope that, much like the last time we parted ways, I certainly hope to work together again, and that we will not be on opposite sides of a conflict.
What ails you?
Let us just say that I forgot my soul.
I've just bore my soul and told you all about my faith. Please, Obi, Obsidian.
Roab, you are fine. I thought somewhat like you, but more selfish. I wish to overthrow my betters. You speak as we are brothers. No, I failed, but rather than be beaten, I was instructed firsthand on the nature of some very new and exciting poisons, ones which never leave the body. So I do what I must, and if I do not, that will be the end of me.
Well, I called you. If you ever need a hand, you can always contact me.
Maybe I will just have a friend contact you directly rather than post your face all over Oakwell. Speaking of, my situation is such that there are various people who would still like to further instruct me in the fine and delicate art of pain and poisons. If you will please avoid any mention of me, and perhaps also actively dissuade others from information about me, that would be worth a boon of your choosing at some future date.
A little cleanup, all right?
Yes. I hope to see you again.
Well, if you're riding my boat back, we will.
That I don't think would be quite my choice, but we will see. This is an odd group I found, and it's different than working alone or working with another member of a company. But I find that I like it.
I gave your friend a gift.
Do you need
I'll
that
be
back?
honest. No, and I don't. I don't know if he'll be able to do what needs to be done.
And if he does not?
Balara needs to die.
Okay.
I have something for you. Maybe this will help you out. He'll pull something off of his wrist that does not appear. There is clearly something in his hand, but he doesn't. You can't quite see it. And then he'll ask you to open up your hand, and he'll drop it into it. Okay. You feel it a little bit. What you have is a set of knuckle dusters that actually have blades on the knuckles instead of just brass. But it's invisible. And it'll fit perfectly in your hand, open and closed, as it were. Just remember that you've got a blade on the end of your knuckles.
And how do I make sure not to lose this?
It'll stay on unless you take it off.
Well, like I take it off at night and I go to sleep and I wake up and it's, I can't feel it because it's invisible.
Put it somewhere you're going to remember.
All right.
There are some people that have those little hand statues and they put their jewelry on. They usually put mine on there. There you go. There's a store in Oakwell. It's called Etsy. Go and get one.
That's it. Go and get one. All right. Well, Roab, I do not take gifts well. A deal is a deal as to the money, and I'll pull out my my slice. And this is for you. You appeared to have some difficulty in that last fight. Cecil was already wounded. You should really have beaten him. So perhaps this will help you in future endeavors.
Now, which slice are you giving him?
Absorb elements.
Okay. Yeah, that'll come in handy. I'll take that. All right. Until then. And he'll leap out the window in dramatic style.
He always had such flair for the dramatic. I'll sneak back to the tavern, because that's the only place I know that's a meeting point. Pick up Alara, see if anyone else is there.
I'm not there yet.
Alara, where did you go and what did you do?
Once she was finished at the tavern having the glass of wine, she actually walked late at night, but almost into the early dawn. She walked to the kind of like the shoreline, and she just sat down on the beach under the moonlight, and she's sitting in where the water laps in, so that she is actually being kind of brushed by the waves, and she just starts to kind of whisper a little bit to the water. And I think as the dawn rose, you would see her kind of just sitting on the beach with a large sea turtle, and she's just kind of like stroking its head and talking, and it's like cooing at her a little bit, but she just like touches its speckled head. I just am watching you like dying in the corner.
I love turtles.
She's just like touching the little round head, and she's like, I know it. I know I'm risking my life. Those words stung, that our people are not cared for. And she like looks down and she's like, it's hard being away from family. But it is better to protect the light and endure those words than it is to leave this task and risk having the light threatened. And then she like puts her finger under the turtle's chin and kind of like lifts it up to her eyes. Tell the others that I miss them, and I will join our people again soon. And she watches the turtle safely leave into the water and stands up and makes her way back to the tavern.
I will be at the bar counter, probably getting a quick breakfast, but I've got notes all out in front of me, spread out, and it looks like I have doodles of anatomy parts. And you see, like, there's if anyone who looks, there's a part of it that has a pointed ear, and she's drawing stuff and she's eating stuff at the same time, and she's making notes and stuff. She's looking real furiously at the notes. And that's how
what are you working on?
I think I might have a plan to make it so that. Oh, is he still here?
Who?
Or is anybody here that?
I mean, there's the barkeep, and then the drunk in the corner. It's very early.
Do I see Roab anywhere?
No, you don't.
Okay. I think I may have found a way so that nobody dies.
So nobody, like that. Tell me more. Tell me more about that.
Well, I think I figured out a way to stop someone's heart and keep it in a state of stasis. You just have to change it for an elf. I think I can make it last for about an hour. But it would, for all intents and purposes, be a dead body.
Does it stay a dead body?
No, that's the point. No one dies.
Is that like, but different than like a zombie?
It's just it's just a stasis.
Ah, oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how are we going to use this? Tell me more.
Well, I was thinking maybe we could use it on Balara.
Ah, yes. How does it work? Is it like a poison that puts them in stasis, or like?
No, it's just magic.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about magic.
I don't think you'd be able to, like, no offense, I don't think you'd be able to grasp the finer details. I am still working it out myself.
Oh, sure. I mean, I know of the pufferfish toxin that could do something similar, but it's not magic. It's just biology.
This is a delicate combination, a balance of both negative and positive energy.
Ah. And do you think you'll have it done in, what, like an hour?
I'm almost done, actually.
Oh,
in fact, if you...
Great.
Yeah, if you just want to wait for maybe like 5 minutes, I think I'll be done.
Sure. My stomach is rumbling. Oh, it's so loud. I'll have some fish.
Okay. So, you'll all reconvene together once everyone's kind of cooled down and ready to plan out the day. You know the Margate is the boat that you need to speak to, and the Shadow Monks that you let go should be arranging a one-on-one to be had with Balara. So what is the plan for you guys? What are you going to do, and how are you going to do it?
At the Hunter's Lodge, I will just ask Cecil. I think we should meet back with our friends.
I assume they're already there. Like, we had this conversation before. We're already there, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Just making sure. All right. So while we're walking, I will ask. So, are you still thinking that you want to sit this one out?
I'm telling you, there are some wounds that I got in that last battle that need to be healed, and there's only one person I trust for this, and it's you. I want you to do it.
I do not think that the idea of one-on-one combat is tenable. Like the idea of one-on-one is that if one person wins, that person gets the things that they are fighting for. So if we are presenting this as me versus this other fellow, there's a chance that I could lose. And there's no way that the rest of anyone would let him continue his quest. So if we are to confront him, I will tell him straight out that this is not a one-on-one fight. That this is we are here to stop him. Obviously, we would want to get everyone else's insights, but I just want to disabuse you of the notions that this will be some sort of one-on-one honorable combat, because it never would have been.
I believe in you, Palir. Even if it doesn't become... Well, to be fair, that's what we asked. We don't know if it's going to happen, but that's what we asked the Shadow Monks. Because there's also a cover-up, to be honest. But if there's one person that can do it, it's you. So there's no chance in my mind that we lose. Period.
I appreciate your confidence in me, my friend. All right, we are going to be walking in to some folks who are very, probably very confused by the last time you were talking to them. Do you have are you centered? Do you have a plan to?
I just look at Palir. I just look at Palir like I already told you. I'm focused. I'm always focused.
I know you are focused, my friend. I am concerned about the other members of our party. They might be at some unease with the last time you were seen by him. Is there anything you could do to perhaps set them at ease?
I give him like this really bad smile. Is that good enough for you? Sarcastically. Oh, obviously it's very sarcastic.
Perfect. Let's go.
Just gonna roll my eyes.
Okay. And he's still rolling them when he walks into the tavern to see everyone else. All right. So, what's the plan? How are you going to accomplish the task at hand?
So are we ready? We're gonna go fight this guy?
Hold up. So here's the thing, is Roab seems very confident that these guys are evil, but we know he's biased. So, I mean, judging by the confrontation or lack of confrontation that some of us had with them on the docks, I personally don't feel like they have done anything yet. And with Cecil's ability to kind of persuade them away from what they're hunting, I'm wondering if we need to actually fight them at all. Maybe we can pull a clever ruse and everybody can go their separate ways and continue maintaining the balance.
Well, the Shadow Monks said their objective was to obtain and destroy the light. I do not see that as an objective that we could let them continue to have.
Well, do you think that it would be a bad idea to at least attempt to talk to them first and talk them out of it, or?
I think that was the point. They said, well, Cecil, since you are the vessel of, what was it, Tarakan. Since you're the vessel Tesseract, since you're the vessel of Tarakan, okay, you have claims on the light, we will leave it alone, but Balara might not agree. So you're going to have to talk to him, and if he won't agree, you have to fight him for it. I think that was the point.
Yeah, which was why I asked, that whole, let's just 1v1, I guess, because, get good, noob, or whatever.
But if this elf is a reasonable, logical person who decides that maybe it's best that he does stop that part of the quest, there is a way, I have developed a way to put him into a state of feigned death so that we could show his body to Roab.
Oh. So, Cecil, I am very sorry for how things ended last night. If it makes you feel better, Roab has... So, when I got started here, I thought that this was a nefarious business for the thieves and cutthroats for whom I am most familiar, and Roab was a part of that, but it appears he has turned over a new leaf, and he is simply a adherent to the light. And so I am sorry if all my warnings proved to be faulty. Nothing about this has been what I expected. So I don't think he has any machinations other than to keep the light safe and to try to promote his religion, which is to allow light and whatnot through the world. Does not mean they are perfect. All religions have zealots, but I can say, from what I do know of these two groups, that the shadow monks as a whole tend to be evil sort. They tend to be murderers, assassins. They tend to do bad things. Now again, there are differences of opinion in different places, but all things considered, that is worth knowing. So if he does not agree to let this spark go, well, we can beat him into submission, and we can cause him to be a false body all we want, but he'll still go after the spark again later. That does not solve the problem of protecting this item.
Can we keep like the words "the spark" down, and maybe the names of the people that we're seeking down, because we know that they hang out here.
Okay, so the spark would be asparagus, and the shadow monks will be. I'm trying to think of a word.
So the gerbils,
shady. The gerbils. There you go.
Love asparagus, and if we can't convince them that the asparagus is bad, and the head gerbil wants to keep eating it, well, you can make him go to sleep, but when he wakes up, he'll still go for the asparagus. And then you either move the asparagus, but Alara, I don't. You know more about the asparagus than anyone.
You actually turn around, you see Alara's holding a small gerbil, and she's like, they actually don't eat asparagus at all.
See, you know more about asparagus than any of us.
She like gives it a little like crumb and like sends it on its way. Well, I guess my concern here is, how do you even know that your friend is even being truthful? I got the sense that he was not being the most honest when I first met him on the boat. How do you know his intentions are not to have you kill this person, and that serves his purpose, but we're not doing what we thought we were doing. We're actually hurting rather than helping.
Oh, that may be. I am no tactician. I do not see the larger picture. I just know that of the gerbils who are running around the cage right now, one wants the light because it is very important and seeks to launch the asparagus because it is very important and he loves asparagus, and the other hates asparagus and wants to throw it into the garbage can. So you have these two gerbils who both very much are focused on the asparagus for two very different reasons. And I've no doubt that the Sun gerbil would like the asparagus in his possession as much as anyone else, but it would be as safe with him as elsewhere, cultural appropriation notwithstanding.
Looks like Amber dropped off the call.
No. She's still in my call.
Oh, she's gone.
Oh, now she's gone. Hopefully she'll be able to rejoin us in just a moment. All right.
But if that helps Theo, then my concern is all the gerbils are going to keep wanting the asparagus, whether we put them to sleep or not.
So then, why don't we just take the asparagus?
Well,
We have
Lara's
the
here.
we have the guardian of the asparagus, right?
Well, that would be for Alara to say. What do you think?
Yes. So what do you think? So while you left, I basically said, well, why don't we just take the asparagus?
Since all the
have-
gerbils want the asparagus,
'Cause
why
we
don't
have-
we just?
Because we have the guardian of the asparagus here.
We cannot take the asparagus.
That's fine then. So either I'm gonna look around. So then we go there, because we don't even know if they're gonna accept the terms. I wouldn't. Well, actually, no, I probably would. To be honest, never mind. I erased that from memory.
God.
Yeah. We do the plan. We show up. I use my Ashmar powers and show them the true essence of darkness that they like, and then we can stop someone's heart, show them that we mean business, and try to scare them into submission.
I can't do it on anyone that's unwilling.
I can.
Oh.
Well, I mean, the thing that I was talking about.
So I understand your, Tidora, I understand your desire to avoid this confrontation, and it is an admirable and noble goal. However, I worry about the trustworthiness of this fellow. I do not know him, but I know of the Dark Elves, and they are 201, evil and traitorous.
Are they though? That's a big generalization.
It is what it is.
Well, it's sorry.
Alara just looks, she kind of like touches at her ears. She's like, not all elves are of this race are evil.
Agree to disagree?
Have you met them all?
I have not.
Well, then how can you have such a claim?
It is
Well,
known.
he said every 201 that he had met was evil. No.
I did not
Did
say
he?
that, no.
You can say that.
It was a
I'm
very
reading
sweeping
myself.
generalization.
We-
It was,
We are talking about dark elves, correct? Not just you didn't say all elves. You said dark elves. I just want to make sure.
That goes.
Okay.
That which Palir is, yes.
Yes.
no, Pelir is
He's
not.
letting
Brother is not a dark elf.
He is a
No.
Sharakai.
You Shadakai, sorry.
Oh, that's a big.
Obi made that mistake.
Well, ultimately, I would like the asparagus to stay exactly where it is. So whatever we can do to achieve that, that's what I would be willing to do, no matter what that meant.
All right, well, let's go have a chat with this fellow and see what we can see.
So I guess when we're all leaving, Cecil will go up to Alora, and I might not say it correctly, but there is a true earnest, a sincereness as he walks up and he says, "I apologize. When I said whatever I said is because I don't like people. Period. It takes me a long time to trust somebody, and one of my own told me not to trust anybody in this mission, and I took that to heart." Because he is, I guess, family. They saved my life, and I will listen to what they say majority of the time. But I apologize. I'm trying to be better.
I do appreciate your effort at an apology. I would just like to follow up with, have I not shown you in the brief time that we've known one another that I am helping your family?
It's just who I am, and I apologize for that. I understand that you help, but you have to also understand that we have to be weary. That's all it is. But I wish to erase that and make a new page.
Well, then let us turn this page.
I will give my hand out.
Are you trying to shake her hand?
Yeah,
or...
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Take the rings.
No, I don't want. No. I mean, personally, as a player, I want it, but Cecil, nah, he's not doing that. I'd rather be weak than take, than beg for things.
She looks at you a little confused, like, and she's.
It's for a handshake. That's right.
Yeah. She goes, oh yes, the land folk, they do this. And then she puts her hand out and shakes it.
What do the aquatic people do?
The sea folk, and she like pulls out like from her hair somewhere a tiny seashell, and she's like, we exchange these in friendship.
I pluck out a feather from my I don't know what it is. It looks like a brooch. Whatever. I don't fucking care. Takes out a blue jay feather and I give it to her.
And she hands you a seashell.
Sick.
And she puts your like you see it like in her hair. she's like, I will wear this as a token of our budding friendship.
Sure thing. Because when I heard friendship, like, there's like a little tick, but it's like, okay. And then I put the seashell away.
She just looks at, like, she notices your little, like, and she's like, I'm not asking to hug you.
I don't believe in friends. That's just it.
Well, you might just be the way you are, but as far as I'm concerned, everyone can make friends, and that's just the way I am.
I nod and I start to head up.
So also, gerbils really hate asparagus. It's a thing. If you guys knew about it,
I'm gonna like use a huge slap as I walk.
If anyone watching this has a gerbil, please do not force feed it asparagus to try and find out if that's the truth. But if you do, tweet us and let us know what happens. All right. So you guys start making your way over towards the Margate ship. It doesn't take long, and after talking to a few of the sailors and the ship's captains in the area, you'll be directed towards the Margate. It is a large galley.
So have
ship.
we agreed that Cecil's going to present himself, and then if there's combat, Peller's going to do it?
Well, that's what me and Palir kind of agreed with. But we're gonna see what happened, and I'll tell you guys. Wink,
Because we do kind of have that fancy ring that Alara can keep it, but if it would help.
Are we discussing this out loud, or is this just...
As I imagine as we're walking,
Player
these are the words
walking.
coming
No.
out of Obi's mouth.
But Cecil isn't telling anyone his desire not to
All
do
right.
the one-on-one fight. So unless Pellier does, you wouldn't know.
Well, the
All
last time I tried to give it to him, he didn't want it, and it does look really nice.
It does.
Look at you, see the way
the
it
silver on
fits,
the
yes.
on the blue skin. Yeah, it's really nice.
Oh, it's silver? I thought maybe it was like a rose gold, but
I'm not an expert on metals.
I think the sea elves might have a different... Is it not color blindness? Maybe it is, but...
I'm gonna whisper to
You know, now
Palir.
that I look closer at it, yeah, rose gold.
I'm
Canon.
gonna whisper to Palir. Like, Palir, what was the ring?
Ring? I will whisper back. It could produce sunlight at a moment's notice, which, as I understand, is a known weakness of the drow.
It has a shard, correct?
Yes, this is true. That is where the magic resides.
They're just gonna like snap. Oh well, and just keep walking.
Now, the Margate ship, this large galley that looks like it's ready to leave in a moment's notice. The sails are prepared. There are crew all over the ship, all of which look like typical, but each of them moving very carefully to ensure that they have a good view of the entire space around. the place is busy. There is a large ramp that leads up onto the ship's deck that leads off from the pier, and flanking both the pier side and the ship side of this ramp are fairly tall, strong-looking physical entities. Whether or not they're actually tough in a fight, you don't know, but they're meant to look physically imposing. They're each holding shields and spears, ready and waiting. Up on the back of the ship, you can see the bow. Yeah, the bow is the back.
The bow's the front, the stern is the back.
No, stern. There we go. On the stern of the boat, right next to where the wheel is, you can see a drow stood up in the sunlight, squinting a little bit as he surveys the area and sees you all kind of making your way forward. And the interaction with Belara and his ship and his crew will all happen next time. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us tonight for the World of Horen. Before we go, I want to turn the time over to Carl.
I'm Carl. I play Polir de Winter on this game right here, and I also play Lefcadia Whitehorn on Sundays on this same channel at 6 o'clock Eastern. I really enjoyed tonight Cecil's moments of vulnerability. I was not expecting it, and all of the tenseness that led up to that, I thought was a good shedding moment of emotions. So it was just very narratively satisfying for me. But I will. That's enough about me. I'm going to pass it over to Solomon and see what he has to say.
I'm Solomon. I play Cecil. I only play Cecil, unfortunately, but it's okay. Today was great in a lot of ways because I feel like I was finally able to actually get more confidence with a group of people that I do know, but I don't know how to play with exactly. And I was a little scared to get into a confrontation because I've had confrontations in past games as characters, where it's like people take it to heart or it's too much for certain people. But I think narratively it was really cool, and story-wise it was really cool. I love everything. I love that she kept the ring. I know that he made it for me. The shard was for me, but I know that that's just not what Cecil is right now. I don't need shards. It will make me the weakest character maybe, but I don't need shards right now. I don't need it right now, and I know that Cecil doesn't need it. But if someone wants to give me that shard later on, and yeah, the figure of today is my custom Camille Illum. He is one of the Illum kids, Cecil's cousin. He's a 13-year-old plucky rogue, as you can see. Pretty cool guy.
Neat.
And I'm passing it on. Who is it? Who's next in the order? I forgot.
Matt. Yeah.
Yeah.
My name is Matthew. I play Obsidian Dragonfly, and I think I do better in combat side of things, but I really enjoy the roleplay side. I thought, especially where Amber's kind of new, and so we had a really great chance to get some more out of that and involve her, and just everybody. You can see, Theodora scribbling notes furiously away, preparing for different things in the future. There's just so much story happening around people, and that to take the time to do that is delightful. And I just got to echo Carl, like Solomon, you're like, man, your Cecil today was great. Equal parts angry, but then tender, but then what's going on with your dad? I don't even know. God, got to come back next week to find out. So that was it for me. I'll pass over to Casey.
I also want to echo good job, Solomon, today. Now I'm wondering, since everything happened the way that it did. Now I'm wondering if maybe subconsciously he was trying to kill Roab to get the quest done with so that he could get back to his dad. And it's like, oh no, my heart bleeds. So that was very cool. I also really enjoyed Pellier's talk with him. Very cool, like, episode morals. I liked the whole we can only control ourselves and the things that we do. That's something that I feel everybody needs to hear at least once, maybe. So I like it when we have morals to our stories. You can catch me on this channel with Carl on Sundays, starting at 6 p.m., the Half Rate Heroes show. And you can also catch me over on the Greyhawk channel, Fridays at 5 p.m. I'm on a show called The Old Faith. And starting this coming up Tuesday morning, there's a new show going down starting at 9 a.m. It's going to be featuring the Open Legends system, and it's called The City of the Gods. So tune in for that one if you can. If you can't, then we're still going to be available, on the Greyhawk channel's YouTube and around. And over to you, Amber.
Thank you. So I really loved tonight where we had this conflict, and like you said, yeah, when you play character conflict, sometimes it can be really weird for the players, but I didn't feel that at all. It was really cool how the tension really built, and then we exchanged little like feather and seashell. Like, I really like small details like that in role play. As for me, you can catch me here on Tuesdays, and then starting this next Friday, June 7th, I'll be on the Greyhawk channel myself, appearing in Saltmarsh Stories, and that is from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's it, and on to our DM.
Sweet. Everyone did a fantastic job today, just with everything that they particularly did. The tension within the party dynamic, I am expecting and can see that, like a rubber band, it'll just pull everyone a little bit closer together afterwards, which is good. It was the right kind of tension in my opinion, and I really enjoyed it. I particularly enjoy, and today was a session that was really good with it, with little extra bits of fluff that add to the aesthetic of what's going on. Theo going on for a flight around the storm was a nice little touch, a momentary break from what we were doing to give a little bit of scene. Amber did a great job with the animals and everything that she does. So I enjoyed those moments where we took a little brief break and then moved back into the tension. So that was good. In terms of you can obviously check me out here. Please, if you missed the session, or if you want to just watch it again or listen to it, check out the rebroadcast that we do of this. I also cannot speak highly enough about the Half Rate Heroes game that is on Sundays. Please, please, please go and check it out. They're a great group of players, and the DM is pretty good too. I enjoy watching. I don't get the chance to watch online at the same time as often as I would like, but I do personally really enjoy it. So please go check them out as well. Also, if you like D&D, if you like theory crafting a lot, because that's what we do a lot in it, we have a Discord server that is dedicated for people who just enjoy hanging out and talking about D&D. We do a lot of homebrew discussions right now. All right, so check us out on that and all of our social media links. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you next time. Good night.
Good night, everybody.